I'm Champ Chong, it is Friday, and before we do get to the latest in video game news, so let's get to the clip of the day. G'day guys, welcome to that show where I bring you the latest in video game news from around the world. Now if you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure to smack that like button as always, and yeah, now let's get to our first news report of the day, which is that this image you guys see on screen was leaked by a retailer yesterday, and it shows us the possible reveal date for Black Ops 2. The poster shows the 2nd of May, which could mean a trailer or an announcement for the next Call of Duty, which would make sense as COD games usually do get announcements around this time of the year each year. Now in the bottom right hand side, just so you guys do know, we do see the Activision and Treyarch logos. So even though we don't see any Call of Duty branding on there, putting Treyarch and Activision together, you're most likely going to get the next Call of Duty game. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how this all pans out and what comes of it all, because I know that you guys are too, so I'll try and keep you guys updated the best I can. And if you are one of those that are wondering, Activision have yet again declined to comment, so we're just going to have to wait until a later date for them to actually reveal something, which will most likely be this date we've seen. And speaking of dates, we got to move on to the sad news. Sad news! What the fuck? So we all know that Halo 4 is on the way and it's looking pretty epic. But sadly, something may slow down its success. Just this week, Halo 4 got its official release date, and it happens to fall into the same possibly planned release date for the next Call of Duty game, aka Black Ops 2. The reason people are worrying about these two games colliding on the same date is because they're such blockbuster titles and we're not sure what could happen if they do come out on the same day. And if you're not up to date with the Call of Duty games being released on what date, basically over the last few years, Call of Duty games have come out on the first Tuesday of each November. The reason all this is making the sad news is that Halo 4 is scheduled for a 6th of November release, which is actually the first Tuesday in November, which would mean Call of Duty would come out the same day. But my guess with all this is that Halo 4 will stay in that 6th of November time slot, but Call of Duty may actually change and fall back 1 or even 2 weeks at the most. If this delay on Call of Duty does happen, that means we'll get a chance to play both games equally and have some fun with both of them. But whatever happens, we do know that November's gonna be a big month in gaming like always, and speaking of the word big, yeah, you know where we're going with this one. Big news! First on the big news, it's one of the biggest titles on PlayStation, it is God of War. The reason God of War is making news is because God of War is back. Yes, Kratos is making a return in the new God of War game called God of War Ascension. To give you guys a brief understanding, this God of War game will be a prequel to the original trilogy, and yes, it will let us finally understand why Kratos is really Kratos. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how God of War does evolve in this game and how Kratos does become the God of War. So it's going to be really interesting, and I'll keep you guys up to date with it all. Anyway, next on the big news, I stayed up pretty late last night to get my hands on the Ghost Recon Future Soldier multiplayer beta, and it was awesome. Right now it's just the beta, as I mentioned. It's a little bit buggy, but I can definitely see this game becoming something really sick. Ubisoft were kind enough to give me 5 codes on the Xbox and 5 codes on the PlayStation 3, so if you do have an Xbox or PlayStation 3, go follow me on Twitter. I'll be giving out the codes ASAP, and if you're too slow, too bad. Yeah, the first come, first serve. Anyway, that about does it for the big news for today. Just before Gorilla Man does interrupting, make sure to go check out my latest video that came out yesterday. It is a huge giveaway for you guys if you're Call of Duty fans, so yeah, go check out the annotation there or the link down below in the description. Anyway, Gorilla Man, give me that question. Thanks, Gorilla Man. Okay guys, Gorilla Man wants to know, who is your favorite villain or bad guy in a video game and why? So get really creative with your answers and put them down below in the comment section. They could end up on Tuesday's show, but if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to smack that like button, because I'm Champ Chong, my accent's Australian. Here are the answers to Gorilla Man's previous question.